Seconds. What does an individual need to survive? What would you do? A bunch of different things, like food, water, shelter. Okay, so as far as resources go, it involves three big things, right? Land, labor, capital. Because what was like the most recurring answer, the one we kept seeing? Labor? Why?
Because how are you gonna get warm like you will without it? Oh, we're building it.
Building it, right?
Hi, my name is Jason Clark. I am a 8th grade social studies teacher at Test Intermediate School in Richmond, Indiana. My district is Richmond Community Schools. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do an overview on how I use Nearpod in the classroom. Nearpod is kind of what I have up now, as you should be seeing. I'm going to do my best to try to show the teacher view and the student view. And hopefully it works out and looks okay. So I use Nearpod in moments where I know that direct instruction is kind of needed. And I'm more of a project-based learning kind of guy to where my kids are usually doing their own thing and I'm trying to coach them along to do the best work they can do. But I realize on some of those harder things, such as economics, which in the middle school world can be kind of tough, that sometimes they need a little more direct interaction. And I think Nearpod's great because instead of having a PowerPoint on the big screen and them just staring at me, Nearpod allows you to build in interactive moments, open-ended questions, polls. You can do short videos on there. You can attach YouTube videos. There's a lot of things you can do on Nearpod that allows you to make it interactive. And it kind of shoots it to their own device. So I can have it going on up here to where I can see it, and then they're on their own device, and it's kind of guided along. So if I go to my library, you can see some of the things that I've downloaded, like the math stuff. I definitely didn't create anything in math. So you can find those on the Nearpod library they already have. Here's one that I did. And so if I was to click on live lesson, launch a new live lesson, and it gives me this code right here. And so if you go over here to this side where the mouse is, you can see where it says for students. And it'd be kind of like if you use Kahoot or anything like that, you just put a code in. Ask for a name. And join session. And the cool part is once you have a session going, you can leave that session up even if you exit out. And so next time they come, you could pick up just kind of where you left off. So here we are on mine. This is mine, my home screen. And if I hit next, it'll hit next on there. So we have a think, pair, share. Would ice cream sell well in Alaska? No, because it's cold. I hit submit, confirm it. You go to the next. So I have my questions here, and then once we answer those questions you show, we're talking about variables, which will lead us on to another question. And you see how these are all open base, and here is where it would show like all their responses. And then you can hide student names. And so you could put this on the big screen like I have in my room, as you can kind of see behind me. And I could show and point out like, hey, this is a great answer here. Let's explore this. And it kind of builds up into that student engagement and individual student response, which is pretty awesome. This was a poll, so I can choose like, hey, are we checking for understanding? So overall, how are we feeling? If I get any no on this, I'm going to ask them. We're going to go do a quick overview. As you can see, I try to get into my kids' heads and yes, sir, and non-fam. The cool thing you can do is you can do some more drawing stuff on it. So here, as you can see, this is the student view over here. Is it allows them to draw. So if they got a question, especially in math, they can exit. I know that's completely wrong, but my life will go on perfectly fine. Anyways, that's how I use it. I use it at the times when I know that direct instruction is needed, but I don't want them just to sit there and stare at me with blank faces. I prefer interaction any way I can have it, anytime I can have it. So that's why I like Nearpod, because we can interact. I can take the time that I can check for understanding. I can secure future learning to say like, okay, I know my kids had a pretty decent idea on what's going on here. by their answers and through polling them to say overall how we feeling as a class. So that's why I think Nearpod does pretty good. And I hope this helped, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.